Welcome to Lost in the Dark podcast, everybody. I am Burton, and I am rolling solo tonight in the crypt. No co-host, no guest. Just wanted to make sure I got an episode out. Uh, some shit to talk about though. We had an interesting week. Where should we begin? Well, I guess what we'll start with. One thing I do want to quick fucking mention, and I'm sure Aaron and I will talk about this in the next one we do together, but goddamn, those goddamn fucking top whatever album of the year lists, it's kind of hard, because when all's said and done, you end up fucking, you end up listening to certain albums more than others as, time goes on and everything, and you end up liking certain stuff more. Like, I would have definitely put that new Hate Eternal on that list as opposed to in the honorable mentions. Like that goddamn album is so fucking good. The new Hate Eternal came out in 2018. Upon Desolate Sands is the name of it. If you haven't heard it yet and you love death metal, oh my god, check that one out. Let's see, where should we start? New Punisher trailer came out. Looks really fucking good. Punisher will be out January 18th. And it'll be the last season, at least on Netflix. Maybe it'll come back on, Disney's fucking future platform, whatever. But, that and then Jessica Jones 3 will be the last two on Netflix. So, enjoy them while we can, I guess. It looks fantastic. I don't like the fact that Jigsaw's face is not all fucked up. Maybe I'll end up liking it. Maybe it does get fucked up. I don't know. But sitting here right now after just watching the commercials, his face isn't that, mutilated or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But we'll see. Some fucking interesting Godzilla news, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting Godzilla news. That's such a fucking wonderful thing to be able to say in general. We got fucking... Alright. So, in the trailer, the newest trailer for Godzilla King of Monsters, there's two shots of what, definitely appear to be monsters that aren't Mothra, Rodan, Godzilla, or King Ghidorah. So there's, a lot of people are like, well, what the fuck were those? You know what I mean? Now, I guess, well, no, you can't say that it's the ones from the first Godzilla movie, or even the other things we saw in King Kong, because none of those would explain either of the shots that we see in the new trailer. Here's the thing, though. There was a fucking post. Let's see. Some comicbook.com posted a story about new Godzilla toys. Because someone posted a picture of one of each monster, to Twitter. But in their post, it says, Jack-specific Godzilla King of Monsters merch surfaces. Parentheses, spoiler figure not included, and that's not a joke either. End parentheses. We have more details on the island site. So Jack-specific. So yeah, that would definitely suggest that there's another fucking monster in the movie that's not being talked about there. And then the director was recently talking in an interview, and he said that his favorite fucking monsters in the movies were Anguirus, Mechagodzilla, and Biollante, and fucking... So a lot of people, me included, thinking Anguirus is going to end up being in it. And there's another fucking like crab monster. I can't remember his goddamn name right now, but because one of the creatures in the fucking trailer looks like it's got like crab legs and shit. It's really fucking weird. But yeah, pretty fucking interesting. We shall see. You know, we shall fucking see. Just more to get excited about though. That's for sure. Fucking oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't know. We talked about it a little bit on here before. One of the many new albums coming out in 2019 that I particularly am very excited for is Mark Morton's album, Anesthetic. Or Anesthesia. Sorry. Or no, Anesthetic. I was right the first time. Anesthetic is the name of the album. It comes out in March. And let's see. I know when. March 1st. It comes out March 1st. Very excited about this album. He's the guitarist from Lamb of God. And he's been one of my favorite guitarists for many, many years. I absolutely fucking love his work with Lamb of God. They're one of my favorite bands. I make no bones about that. But the cool thing about this album is that it's so, he obviously plays guitar on every song, but then he has like it features a whole fuck ton of other artists, including Randy Blythe, which is awesome. Does it feature Randy Blythe more than once? It looks like only once. Okay, and that song is out. It's called The Truth Is Dead. It features Randy Blythe with Elisa White Gloves. And that's fucking from Arch Enemy, the lead singer of Arch Enemy. And that's fucking awesome. And they both do clean vocals on it and not clean vocals on it. So they literally do scream together, like back and forth at one point, and that's fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. So far, Randy Blythe is the fucking out there like working with Devil Driver, fucking the lead singer of Arch Enemy, fucking he's been on Jamie Josta's solo album, Enslaved, Dead or Depraved, one of my favorite fucking tracks. Like, love that song. He's out there fucking doing it, man. Like, exactly what I want to see more of in the metal fucking music world is more like of my favorite artists working together. Like, I think that's awesome that even though they're not in the same band, they can do it on these side projects and solo projects and stuff like that. But the reason why particularly I want to talk about it, because I heard The Truth Is Dead the other day, and it was a really, really good song. I liked it a lot. It got me really excited for the album. But amazingly, the song that got me even more excited for the album is the song that came out, I think, a day or two ago, called Cross Off, featuring Chester Bennington, the late Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. Probably will end up, obviously, he passed away a while ago at this point, and he had such a fucking crazy voice. Like, I was just really into Linkin Park when I was like in middle school, you know what I mean? And not even really into them. I liked the fucking videos on MTV back when they played videos and shit like that. But then once I, found heavier music, I didn't really like them much anymore. Then, for one Christmas, Preston's mom got him and I tickets to a concert because it was Linkin Park, Coheed and Cambria, and Chiodos. And we fucking, we know one of the guys in the lead singer of the Chiodos, a little bit. And so it's at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. We go to this Linkin Park. We actually missed the Chiodos. We got there in time for Coheed, and because we had a hard time finding parking or some shit. But we get in there and fucking Linkin Park comes on, and man, like, they blew our fucking socks off. Like, you hear them on the radio, sounds completely different live. Every song you've ever heard on the radio sounds different live. And by different, I mean heavier. Like, there's way more fucking gain on the guitar. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot, like, the drums are hit you way harder and shit like that. Live, like, you see and get to hear, like, what. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, the fucking things that aren't instruments that you hear in the songs live, they're acting more as like a background percussion noise, whereas on the radio it comes through as more of like a lead thing. But live, that was more of like a background thing, and everything else came through a lot heavier. Everything they did just sounded a lot heavier and cooler and better. They put on a hell of a fucking performance. Like, they were an outstanding live band. Yeah, so I since then I'd been, didn't go out and buy a fuck ton of albums, but I had a big respect for them after that. And to hear this song Cross Off on Mark Morton's new album, like, it's a heavier song, and he fucking kills it. Like, it's such a good fucking song, and I might be wrong, but I'll call it right now and say that song's gonna be fucking huge. Like, that song's gonna be on the radio. That song is gonna be fucking, like, it might be number one at a certain point. Like, that song is a really good song. So definitely check that out and if you're into Lamb of God and all this stuff I'm talking about, fucking be excited for this new Mark Morton album. Keep an eye out for it. March 1st comes out. It's got a lot of other guests. Mark Morales, Miles Kennedy, Mark Langen. God, I'm so bad at names. Josh Todd, lots of other people. Fucking Chuck Billy and Jake Oni. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fucking album. I'm really looking forward to it. So and I heard that song and I was like, this is gonna be a huge fucking song. I don't know, it just felt like it. So keep an eye out for that. I'm sure you'll like it if you like your part of Lamb of God, all that stuff. Anyway, more. What is this? More Lamb of God related stuff. So Mark Morton's okay. So let's set the stage a little bit. As of right now, Mark Morton has the guitarist for Lamb of God has his solo album coming out March 1st. The drummer for Lamb of God, Chris Adler, has said that he thinks the new Lamb of God album will be out late 2019. So we should have a new Lamb of God album in the works, at the very least. And on top of all this, yeah, let's not forget, they are going on tour with Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, and Amon Amarth in a few months. On top of all this, a new Instagram account was created a couple days ago, and it's for a new band called Over It All. That's the name of the band, Over It All. And it appears to be somewhat of a supergroup. It's members of Lamb of God, Animals as Leaders, and Sworn Enemy. Let's see if it gives me a quick breakdown of exactly everybody. Who is everybody that's in this? One moment. The band is made up of Animals as Leaders guitarist Javier Reyes, who plays bass in Over It All, Sworn Enemy guitarist Lorenzo Antonucci, and Media Scare Records founder Baron Bodnar, and 33 and West booking agent J.J. Cassier. What? That doesn't... Okay, that's what it says. So, cool. Uh, and singer Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. So it would appear Randy Blythe has started a side project with these other people. Uh, no, that's it. There were like two or three Instagram posts suggesting things are coming in 2019. Uh, yeah, and that's pretty much all we have right now. So check out, Google it, or just Google Randy Blythe. It's all the top stories around him right now is about this side project. Really fucking interesting. No music is out, and this is interesting because Randy Blythe is often, or I'm not gonna say often, but I have heard him say in other interviews that uh, he he may do clean vocals on something someday, but he would never do it in Lamb of God because that's not what Lamb of God is. Even though they did end up doing it, Lamb of God, that's that point. And he in the DVD for the making of Outlaws Till the End, the new Devil Driver Country Outlaws covers album that came out last year. Uh, in the making of DVD for that, when they interviewed Randy, he said when he came in to do the project, to do the guest vocals on the two songs he was on, that he was like preparing for clean vocals. He was preparing for a clean vocal performance. Like he thought that's what Dez would have wanted. Dez was like, no, that's fucking, we gotta be screaming. I hear this heavy as shit. Uh, so it seems like almost like he wants to like step. It feels like he might be looking for other projects to do more clean vocals and things like that. And what, considering he did some clean vocals on the new Mark Morton song, not a lot, but some. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It seems to be an interesting trend. I certainly hope that's not what a trend that occurs on the new Lamb of God album that will hopefully be coming out later this year. Because I agree with his previous statements in that that's that's not that's not what Lamb of God is. Like Lamb of God is always the one you can count on. To they're like Slayer almost in a sense. Like they're the ones you're supposed to be able to count on to always, no matter what track by them comes on, you can put it on and trust this is gonna be heavy, brutal, screaming vocals from top to bottom. Like 'cause that's what we want. That's what it is. So uh, that's what we love about them. So yeah. But him doing side projects with clean vocals, I will definitely still fucking listen, check that out. So I will be following this over it all story closely. I'm pretty interested. I followed them on Instagram, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. It said the nightmare begins 1/10/2019, which already happened. That was from his Instagram post. That's just the first line of many lines. But yeah, so that's something interesting to look out for. Check out something unexpected that popped up this last week. Yeah, fucking interesting. Potential new side project from Randy Blythe. Just got his book. Have not finished it yet, but kind of started it, getting there. Full disclosure, I don't read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of audiobooks and I listen to a fuck ton of podcasts, but I don't read a whole lot of straight up sit down and read a book. But I'm definitely putting in the time for his because it's a crazy story. Uh, so yeah, fucking check that out and get a hand. Hey, check out fountainbookstore.com. Okay, they're a small, local bookstore in Richmond, motherfucking Virginia, and you can get copies of Randy Blythe's book Dark Days, signed copies at very reasonable prices. I think the soft cover is like less than $20, and the hardcover is like around 30 or so, something like that. Like very completely fucking reasonable priced signed fucking copies. So, uh, and they're a small local bookstore. And Randy, I follow him on Instagram, and from time to time they post like a picture of him sitting there fucking signing a whole bunch of copies for fucking people like you and me and fans to order online and go into the bookstore. Yeah, support small local businesses, people. They're very fucking important. So if you're looking for a copy of his book, I would recommend that over, an Amazon or anything like that. It's fucking badass as shit that they do that. Really awesome. Shout out to them. I actually got fucking copies of it for my two hosts, Aaron and Preston, for Christmas. Really happy with it. Yeah. It looks like that's all the news. That's all the fucking news I really got right now, at the moment at least. Like I said, those some things to look forward to. Mark Morton's Anesthetic March 1st. Ginger coming out with a new EP called Micro on January 11th. So, isn't that today? Is that out now? It's January. Yeah, it's like 12th. So, yeah, that came out yesterday. Nice. Arch Enemies' cover album, Covered in Blood, comes out January 18th, and that is going to be fucking awesome. Definitely take a look at that track list. Some of those cover songs are going to be sick. I'm going to definitely check that out. Whitechapel's The Valley comes out March 29th. Children of Bodom's Hexed comes out March 8th. And in terms of announced dates, those are the ones that I have right now. Rumored albums, like I said, Lamb of God, Slipknot, Anthrax, Anthrax is definitely working on something. We just don't know exactly when it'll come out. Devil Driver, D. Snyder, Thy Art Murder, Amon Amarth. Yeah. Amon Amarth, yeah, they said, actually I just saw a news story the other day that said that some of their shit's done. So their hopefully, maybe there'll be a new album by the time they go on tour with fucking Slayer. That'd be cool as shit. That'd be perfect. And then they can fucking springboard that into a headline North American tour. Come on, Amon Amarth. Do it. Yeah. That's pretty much all the fucking main news I have for you right now. But, real quick, couple things I do want to talk about. Wormholes, people. Sometimes you get sucked down fucking wormholes. And you find things that blow your fucking mind. And I went down 2 wormholes this week and found 2 things that blew my fucking mind. First of all, one of these things was fucking Ralphie May. I'd never really gotten into him. Honestly, I'd never watched any of his stuff. No one ever showed it to me. I knew of him, but I didn't really know what kind of comedy he did or anything like that. And then over the holiday break, Joey Coco Diaz at Church of What's Happening Now fucking posted a replay episode of one that he did with Ralphie May. So I listened to it one day. I was at work, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch, this guy's fucking awesome. Earlier this week, came home one night, and one of the Ralphie May specials on Netflix popped up. And I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, I'll give this a check this out. And I laughed my fucking ass off. I immediately went to he's only got 2 specials on Netflix at least right now. And watched it, and it was fucking outstanding. Both of them, boom, 1-2 punch of awesome. And then the next night, I fucking started watching this shit on YouTube, random stuff. I watched him do an open mic in 1994. You could tell this shit was recorded on a VHS tape. Holy shit. Just awesome. Watched so much of his shit, and I'm going through all the fucking Church of What's Happening Now episodes with him, and fucking just listen to as much of his shit as I can. I'm deep in the fucking Ralphie May wormhole, and it's fantastic. Like, if you've never gotten into him, I recommend it. Like, he was a really fucking awesome fucking dude, and yeah, it sucks sometimes whenever you like get into people right after they die. It's like, what the fuck? I was sleeping on this whole time, and now, god damn it, what the fuck? Fucking sucks. Bums me out, man. But I'm glad, yeah, sometimes better late than never. I'm glad I ended up finding it, and I can pass, like, to anyone who's never gotten into him that might be listening to this, like, holy shit. Check it out. Like, you should like it. Like, it's fantastic. And you just seem like a really cool dude. Another wormhole that I went down this week. One second. Fucking Black Dahlia murder. Michigan zone. It's another thing that I've been sleeping on for way too long. I say sleeping. As it turns out, I was sleeping on them less than I even realized I was, but they were making it big when I started going to concerts, like in the early to mid 2000s, like the first decade of the 2000s. And they were from here in Michigan, and so as a result of all that, I saw them open for like almost every heavy act that I wanted to go to that came through Michigan. I saw them. There are two bands that I've seen. 3 bands I've probably seen more than anyone, and I haven't counted, so I don't know which has the top. But between the 3 of them, it would be Trans-Siberian Orchestra, fucking Hatebreed, and fucking Black Dahlia Murder. I don't know which one I've seen more, but out of those 3, those are the 3 bands I've seen the most probably. And so I'd seen them a lot, and I've had the album Nocturnal since it came out, pretty much. Like, it's just like that was all, like, every metalhead I ever met in Michigan, that was in everyone's collection. That was like in Michigan, that was like a fucking, you had to have Nocturnal somewhere in there. Like, that was, everyone had it. That was the fucking one common fucking thread through every metalhead's collection, if nothing else. So, just fucking awesome. And then fast forward to last year, 2 years ago. Well, last year it came out, but I think 2 years ago is when Aaron's band Bogwraith fucking literally put out a song on their album that featured the lead singer of Black Dahlia Murder, Trevor. I always forget how to say his last name. Stern? Something like that. I'm sorry. I have a fucked up last name too, so I get it, but I'm sorry. Yeah, fucking. So they do a song with him. So Aaron actually gets to meet him, and Aaron was always really into him before I was, and yeah, it's a really awesome song, and it just blew my fucking mind that he would do that for a small local Michigan band, and I really put him up there for me. Like, even besides the fact that I've seen him open for fucking Children of Bodom and Cannibal Corpse and all these fucking great bands, like, that was like a big one. That was a fucking big one. So that was really cool. And then yeah, so I just decided, I was like, you know what, it's time. I need to fucking really sit down, listen to them, give them a real go. And I was like, alright, I'm gonna buy the new album and I'll get Abysmal. I really like the cover art. Aaron said it was a really good album. Alright. And not only am I going to get the album and just put it on the computer and, put it on the phone so I can listen to it in the car and all this. Not only am I going to do that, but I'm also going to actually sit down, listen to every song, and read the lyrics in the booklet along with every song. And people, holy fucking shit. Like, the second I started doing it, the bitch ears fell off for it. Like, I immediately literally heard the song differently. I literally heard the actual song differently. It was fucking crazy to me. Like, that's fucking insane. Like, that fucking... I heard the song progression, being able to read along with every fucking lyric, you hear what's going on, everything makes sense, and, it was just, the extreme, the different... Their songs are structured so much differently than things I'm used to. But once you get in there and start to understand the fucking structure, it's fucking incredible. If you like the extreme metal, the Blacked Out, they're new. Okay, so since then I have purchased and listened to a lot of albums. If I were to make a list of, and another one, because ended up doing it with Nocturnal too, and I'm sitting there listening to fucking Nocturnal, I'm like, wait a minute, I know the song. I mean, obviously everybody knows What a Horrible Night to Have Occurs, but for a lot of the other songs too, I was like, wait a minute, I know this fucking song. I knew half the fucking album, and I didn't realize I knew it. It's one of those albums, you know what I mean? And I fucking love it when I find those. And Nocturnal has sentimental value, and it's fucking incredible, just straight up top to bottom. But right now, in terms of albums that I am constantly going back to and am borderline obsessed with at right now in this moment, is all I'm saying. If I were to make a list of the ones I've listened to, that list would go as follows. From the ones I'm listening to the most currently to least. Nightbringers, Ritual, Abysmal. What's that other one? Nightbringers, Ritual, Abysmal. One second. Yeah, I know. Is that it? Everblack? Yeah. So Nightbringers, Ritual, Abysmal, Everblack. Or I would say Nocturnal, then Everblack. God, I could have sworn I listened to another one though. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Nocturnal, Nightbringer, Abysmal, Everblack, Ritual. Nope, that's it, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the list would go in order of things I'm listening to, obsessed with right now. It'd be Nightbringers, number 1, Ritual, number 2, Abysmal, number 3, Nocturnal, 4, Everblack, 5. And then I got 3 more albums I gotta hear by them. On a recent interview with the lead singer Trevor on, I think, Metal Injection podcast. It's either Metal Injection or Metal Sucks. Check them both out. But one of those two just had the lead singer Dolly on there, and he said that on towards the end of this year we should be getting a new Dahlia album too. So, son of a bitch. Like, if all that lines up, 2019 is gonna be one fucking hell of a year for metal albums. Like I'll hopefully, sure as fuck, hopefully find more than that's on my list right now. But uh, if all these albums are half as good as I hope they are, and they all actually come out, my fucking top 10 list might be already made. Son of a bitch, I'm excited for a lot of shit this year. That's an awesome thing. It's an awesome thing. But okay, so anyway, back to the Dolly. All right. They here's how they got me. They got me the same way Cannibal got me all those years ago. Like, with Cannibal first, with the extreme cover art. The Wretched Spawn told the story, being in CD Warehouse in East Lansing, Michigan, is where was one of the CD stores that I used to go to. It was on the corner of Albert and Abbott, downtown East Lansing, and right across from Michigan State University. Fucking, I go in there, and I see this fucking cover art for Wretched Spawn, and it freaked me out. I was like, I am not supposed to be seeing this. And I realized that if it had that effect on me, who was already kind of into metal, obviously not that metal yet, but I was about to be, what would the fucking guy working at the register's reaction be? So I fucking bought it, just because it looked so fucking crazy. Like, that's why I bought that album originally. And I ended up fucking loving it, like, top to bottom. It's still my favorite Cannibal album, even though I think, yeah, it really is. And that one's a sentimental one. That's a sentimental ranking. You know what I mean? I'll fully on admit that. But that will always probably be my favorite Cannibal album, just because it was the first one I really found, because of that crazy cover art, and it was just all things lined up. And I didn't know it at the time, but that's one of those. It's almost like there's a sense to a sort of rite of passage with those things. You know what I mean? Getting your first Cannibal album, finding the most extreme covers of any band. Fucking, it really is like a kind of a rite of passage. It's one of the ways metalheads used to find bands that they love. You know what I mean? Bands used to do shit on their cover to make it pop off the shelf more, to get you to buy it. Like, you know what I mean? They used to, like, really take time and put effort into their cover art and stuff like that. And I still fucking am amassing a giant metal CD collection. I'm not, I didn't grow up with vinyl. You know what I mean? That's not what I grew up with, That was never my thing. Like, I always, like, in most of the houses I lived in growing up, had vinyl players in the 90s and stuff, but I was always CDs. Like, even when MP3s came out and I got into them and all that stuff, like, I still wanted CDs. Grew up with CDs, that's why I still collect them. That's why I fucking will go the extra mile to fucking get the CD off Amazon, or go to one of the 2 fucking local stores to look there before I buy it online and stuff like that. Like, fucking, I love the fact that my metal collection is now bigger than FYEs, because if you ever had a local FYE, you go into one, and they had a good metal section, and they would have an end cap for new releases just in metal. Like, they actually had an end cap devoted to it. Even though they were always over fucking priced as shit, I always did like them for that. And even now you go in there, they're down to, half a fucking pitiful aisle of CDs. That's all they got. Now they got fucking clothes and toys, which, they do have some cool shit in there, I'm not gonna lie, but still, fuck. Best Buy don't sell them anymore. I went to fucking Best Buy, and they barely even sell fucking movies. Their movie aisle is down to fucking almost nothing, like 2-3 half aisles or whatever. Crazy. So you're telling me, okay. So let's say 2-3 years from now, when they completely stop selling DVDs and Blu-rays, based on the rate it happened with CDs, 2-3 years from now, 5 max, they stop selling fucking CDs, and it's just a matter of time until some kind of fucking gaming streaming service takes the gaming world by storm. You know what I mean? The Netflix for games. You know what I mean? As soon as that comes out, and a lot of people are working on it right now. As soon as that fucking gets figured out, people are already barely buying discs for games anymore. So as soon as that comes out, they're fucking gone too. So imagine a Best Buy in 5 to 10 years from now. If you want to include games in there, 5 to 10 years from now. No games, no CDs, no movies. You're telling me that if I go into Best Buy, and unless I'm getting some kind of fucking accessory shit for like my cell phone, like unless I'm getting a cell phone case or a charger or something like that, unless I'm getting that or some fucking shit by the cash register, you're telling me everything in there is more than $100. Who are you fucking gonna get in your store? Who the fuck are you gonna get in your store with that? Like, what is that? Maybe you got some headphones or fucking little Bluetooth speakers that are less than $100. Maybe a couple here and there. I can't imagine they have any cameras for less than $100 at this point. Like, I don't know. That just fucking blew my mind when I went there and I saw barely any DVDs. I was like, what? Like, I don't have literally any reason to come here anymore. Like, this is craziness. Crazy. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Times are changing, people. The times are changing. But metal holds strong. And Black Dahlia Murder is doing it. So with fucking... okay, so that was like how I got into Cannibal. Now, Dahlia doesn't have... Like, I love their covers. Most of them. There's like 2 or 3 I'm not a big fan of. Like Miasma. Like, it's just a picture of downtown Las Vegas. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. And I'm not a giant fan of Deflorate's cover, but every other cover I really like a lot, especially Abysmal and Nightbringers and Nocturnal. So Cannibal got me with the cover, but then kept me with the fucking music and the lyrics and how crazy it fucking was. When I first got into Cannibal, and you're reading some of these lyrics, like, back then you're like, oh my fucking god, like, I shouldn't even be reading that. What the fuck is this? Now, though, when I, like, the other day, when I read some of the lyrics off of Nightbringers for the first time, I was like, and he's not on a watch list? Holy fucking shit. Some of the Widowmaker's lyrics, song Jars' lyrics, like, oh my fucking god. Like, some of these songs are just, do it, people. Read these fucking lyrics. Make sure you pay attention in every aspect. I'm literally going to start doing this for every new album that comes out and every fucking... I'm going to start going through my collection and some older stuff I've never done it with. Like, it was a lot of fun, and it gave me an entirely new perspective on the band, and fucking... blew me away. I instantly became addicted. With the weird song structures, the fucking timing signatures, the way he tells, like, these, like, 3-minute stories, like, this is a stretch for anybody. I don't know how many people were ever into the show Tales from the Crypt. I was super into it, uh, and even more into it now. But uh, these songs are some of them. It's almost like watching like a 3-minute episode of Tales from the Crypt, or reading like an old comic or something like that, like an old horror comic. Like, just a fucking crazy but concise fucking story. And yeah, it's fucking awesome. Like, such a different way of, like, different writing structure and different fucking, every aspect of it is like different than and pretty much anything I'm used to, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So yeah, that's definitely another fucking rabbit hole that I went down this week that was awesome, and I recommend you doing as well. But yeah, honestly, that's about fucking all I got for you. Probably be doing we'll be fucking rolling out lots of episodes over the next this whole year. We're hitting hard, people. We're hitting hard. You probably get a few more of these, a few more solo ones from me like this, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I did. And yeah, that's about all I got for you, people. So hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed getting lost with me tonight on this Saturday evening. And we will be back very soon, probably real soon. I might hang out with Aaron tomorrow. We might do something tomorrow. Who knows? So hope you enjoyed. Check us out on the Instagram, Facebook, all the fun stuff. And if you're still listening, thank you very much. Love you. Good night.